going on, family? What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? I hope you've been keeping safe and doing good. Toby Abejimi, your CPA, is here again. And remember, I always remind you, I am the CEO of Doba Tax and Accounting LLC, and we got your back for all of your tax and accounting needs, your payroll needs, your credit restoration rate needs, okay? DobaLLC.com is the website, and we always treat all of our clients with specialty because you guys are royalty. All right, so I am so excited to have you here today. If you are just joining my channel for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in. I always dish out information that would help you make good financial decisions for yourself, for your family, for the future. So please don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification bell so that you would always get the awareness when I release a new video. For all of our ongoing viewers, thank you so much for always tuning in and for following every information that is divulged on this channel. So today, as usual, we are still, well, not as usual, we have been treating a series on the advanced child tax credit. And this is the fourth series in the topic. If you are just joining the channel for the first time, or if you haven't seen the other video, check, it's out there. It's 3 different series so far. This is the 4th one because I want you to be able to really understand when you're watching and you're listening to the next updates, just so you don't feel lost. Okay, so today is going to be a continuation from where we stopped the last time, when I told you that I will be coming here to tell you how much of the repayment relief you would qualify for if you do have the excess advanced child tax credit paid to you in the year 2021. I am excited to let you know about this part. This part has a little bit of calculation in it, okay? Heads up, it has some calculation in it. You may need to write something down. You can pause and replay, pause and play, just so you understand what this video is talking about if you're not so good with numbers. But if you are, that's fine too, you know, but then we will dive right into it when we come back. Now let us deal with this thing. How much of the repayment relief would you qualify for if you have the excess advanced child tax credit paid to you? And like I said, in order to understand this video, you need to watch the previous ones in the series so that you can be up to date. In my last, in series 3, we talked about the fact that there is something called the full or partial repayment protection on the excess advanced child tax credits received by the taxpayer. You must have been wondering, how much is the full protection amount? Okay, because we're talking about there's full, there's partial. How much is it? How do you know if you qualify? How do you know the amount you qualify for? We are going to be treating that right now. So the full repayment protection amount provided for taxpayers with respect to the advanced child tax credit is $2,000. Okay, $2,000 multiplied by the number of qualifying children that the IRS actually took into account. Remember, we had said in the last, in series 3, that the IRS made an estimate of the number of qualifying child. Remember, we also talked about the definition of who is a qualifying child in series 2. Okay, so that, and back to what I was saying, that the IRS did estimate how many qualifying child you will be declaring in your 2021 tax that you will be filing in 2022, okay? So the repayment protection amount is $2,000 multiplied by the number of qualifying children that the IRS took into account when they were paying you the advanced child tax credit, okay? Then you subtract the number of qualifying children that you have properly accounted for in your 2021 tax return. So $2,000 times how many qualifying children the IRS estimated minus how many qualifying children you are actually declaring in your 2021 tax. For you to understand, I'm going to give you an example, okay? So let's say hypothetically in your 2020 tax return, and we also said in series 3 that there are two sources from which the IRS makes the estimate from, either from your 2020 tax return, if you don't have 2020 tax return 2019, or from your updates on the website, okay? So let's say, for instance, you had 4 qualifying children on your 2020 tax return, okay? And the IRS used that 2020 tax return to determine that, okay, they would pay you the advanced child tax credit for 4 qualifying children. Then in 2022, you're filing your tax, and you also remember you would have to do a reconciliation between what you got and what you are declaring, okay? So now in 2022, you're claiming only 2 qualifying children on your 2021 tax return. In this scenario, it means that you have received excess advanced child tax credit because you were given for 4, you are only declaring 2. So you have 2 extra whom you have received excess advanced child tax credit for. And because we said that the repayment protection amount, the full repayment protection amount is $2,000 per child, okay? So that means that you can only claim up to $4,000 in repayment protection. And how is that $4,000 calculated? $2,000 multiplied by each of the excess qualifying children. IRS gave you for 4, you're declaring 2, $2,000 multiplied by the extra 2 children that you are not showing on your tax return. And that is the maximum, that is the full protection amount for each child if you qualify. Okay, if you qualify. Now you will be able to apply this full repayment protection amount of $2,000 for each excess qualifying children if and only if your modified adjusted gross income is either at or less than $60,000 if you are married and you file a joint return, or you're filing as a qualifying widow or widower, $50,000 if you're filing as a head of household, and $40,000 if you are a single filer or you're filing as married filers, a separate return. Okay, so you would be able to get that full $4,000 for those 2 excess children, where you have that protection. You don't have to pay that part of it. But the one thing that you really want to note here is that this repayment protection amount is reduced in the term. We call it phased out, okay? But in literal term, it means it's reduced as your modified adjusted gross income exceeds the amount that I stated before, which is the $60,000 for married filing joint, qualifying widow or widower, $50,000 for head of household, and $40,000 if you are a single filer or married filer separate. Okay. Now, so let me give you the example of when the amount starts reducing, which is where the word may, you may pay back, you may not. If your income is less or equal to what I've just said, you may be qualified for the full protection, full repayment protection, which is $2,000 multiplied by each child. I'm going to use our previous example so as not to confuse you. I want to give you a scenario where you would only qualify for partial repayment protection. So using our previous example where I said that you claim 4 children, 4 qualifying, we always have to put that qualifying, 4 qualifying children on your 2020 tax return. But here comes 2022 and you're filing your 2021 tax return and you're only claiming 2 children. But then you're filing, your filing status is you're filing marriage joint return. But then your income, your modified adjusted gross income is $80,000. And remember, the threshold, if you're doing married filing joint return, is $60,000. Now here you guys are, you had an amazing 2021. Yay, you made $80,000. You claimed 4 children in 2020. You only have 2021. 2 children, 2 qualifying children. You've collected excess advanced child tax credit from the IRS. How much in protection, in repayment protection would you get in this case? So the scenario is this. You claimed 4 in 2020, you're only claiming 2 qualifying children in 2021, and your income has increased. You're declaring a modified adjusted gross income of $80,000. In this case, your modified adjusted gross income has exceeded the threshold of $60,000 by 33%. How did I get this 33%? 80,000 that you made minus the 60,000 threshold, that's 20,000. Divide that by the threshold of $60,000. That takes you to 0.33, which is multiplied by 100 is 33%. So what this 33% does in this calculation is that it's going to reduce the potential full repayment protection amount of $4,000. Remember, we said it's $2,000 per child. You are missing 2 children on your 2021 tax return. So 2,000 times those 2 children is 4,000. That is the full repayment protection that you could have gotten if your income didn't go to 80, if you stayed at 60 or less. But now, because it went to 80, you are higher in from the threshold by extra 33%. So they're going to take 33% more. Multiply by that $4,000. Okay, that's $1,320. So 4,000 minus that 1,320 is going to leave you with a forgiveness of $2,680. What does this mean mathematically? It means that your potential full repayment protection is reduced by 33% to only $2,680. So instead of you having a potential for repayment protection of $4,000, you only end up getting $2,680. And guys, this is just an hypothetical example, okay? If your income is higher than $80,000, all you got to do is deduct whatever that income is, deduct $60,000 from it, your answer divided by 60,000, and then you multiply that percentage by the 4,000 or the number of children that is missing on your 2021 tax. That is the amount, and then reduce it from the 4,000. Reduce it by that percentage. Reduce the 2,000 multiplied by the number of children that you're missing. Reduce it by the percentage that you derive, and that is what you're going to be reduced to receive. And that amount, depending on your MAGI, which is modified adjusted gross income, depending on how high it is, that amount could phase out where you don't even have any repayment protection at all. That is why they say you may qualify or you may not. Okay? If you don't understand this part, please play, pause, replay until you get it. And sometimes, you know, when you have a calculator, you have a pen and a paper, you are able to really grasp it so fast. So what happens if you do have a balance due on the excess advanced child tax credit paid to you? In that instance, when you don't get all the, or you still owe some money, what happens is that the IRS is going to reduce your federal tax refund by that balance that you got, or the balance that you're supposed to pay them back. So if you're expecting a large refund, be careful. if you know, because if you owe them this excess amount and you made so much money, your refund amount is going to be reduced, okay, by the amount that you owe. So in a situation where you've exhausted your refund amount and you still owe the IRS, okay, do not fret. You can always make a payment arrangement for the balance due, just as for everybody that owes any amount to the IRS and is not able to pay before the end of the tax season. You can always make an adjustment for that amount that is left for you to pay. So guys, you can always go to that IRS child tax credit update portal, to update whatever information if you know that you don't want to have this situation by the time you're filing your tax. But sometimes we don't know. But as soon as you know, go ahead and update that information. But if you would rather wait and just play things and let things play itself out, it's all up to you. But at least Toby Agbejimi, your CPA, has given you this information. You know what it is. You know what the implication is. You know what's going to happen at the end of the day. You can do your calculation ahead just to know where you would fall. But hey, remember, I am looking out for you, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep fit. Lots of love. I will see you in my next video. Bye, family. See you next time.